Good morning. Today you're going to learn about how to multiply two-digit numbers by watching this flipped video. So let's look at our first problem. 45 times 32. I don't want you to do anything yet. I want you just to look at the problem. First thing I'm going to do, this problem is written horizontally, so I'm going to rewrite it vertically. So I'm going to write 45 times 32. Now, in order to solve this problem, we're going to start with the 2 in the ones place. And we're going to multiply the 2 in the ones place times the 5 and times the 4. So let's start right here. 2 times 5 is 10. So I write my 0 and I carry my 1, much like what I've been doing so far. Then I think 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1, and that's 9. But I'm not finished. Now I have to move on, and I have to multiply in my tens place. So watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a 0 down right here to hold the place value. Why am I going to do that? Because we're now multiplying in the tens place. So I need to put a 0 to hold my ones place down here. And I'm also going to mark out this because I don't know if I'm going to need to carry a 1 yet or not. So now, after I've put a 0 down to hold my place value, now I multiply 3 times 5 and 3 times 4. 3 times 5 is 15. So I write my 5. And I did have to carry a 1. And I carry the 1. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 1 is 13. Now I have two different numbers. I have 90, which was 2 times 45, and I have 1,350, which is pretty much the same as saying 30 times 45. And I need to add these two numbers together. So I add them. 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 5 is 4. Or 14. Carry the 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. And 1 plus nothing is 1. So the answer to my problem, 45 plus 32, is 1,440. Okay, let's walk through one together. Get out your math journal, and the first thing I want you to do is write this problem vertically. 86 times 15. Now, it's very important that when we do this that you line up your numbers. Why would that be important? Because you could add or mistake your problem if you do not line them up correctly. Okay, what should you do first? Hopefully you said multiply 5 by 6 and 5 by 8. So I want you to do that right now. Pause the video and multiply 5 times 6 and then carry if you need to, and 5 times 8 and write your answer. Hopefully you guys got that 5 times 6 was 30, so you wrote the 0, and you carried your 3. And 5 times 8 is 40, plus 3 more is 43. Now, very important step that many people forget. We need to put down a 0 to hold our place value because we are no longer multiplying in the ones place. We are now multiplying in the tens place. So we hold put our 0 in the ones place, and we start with the tens place. And we multiply 1 times 6 and 1 times 8. Pause the video and fill that out very quickly and see what you get. Hopefully you put that 1 times 6 is 6, and 1 times 8 is 8. Now we go to the important step where we add them together to find our answer. Pause the video and add these together. After you have an answer, talk amongst your group and see if you have the same answer before you restart the video. Hopefully you and your group said 0 plus 0 was 0. 3 plus 6 is 9. And 8 plus 4 is 12. So your final answer to 86 times 15 is 1,290. All right, here's the next one. 29 times 44. First thing I want you to do in your journal, rewrite it. Then what should we do first? Hopefully you said we should multiply 4 times 9 and 4 times 2. We should multiply what's in the ones place. Go ahead and do that. Pause the video and then restart it whenever you are ready. Hopefully you decided that 9 times 4 is 36. So you write the 6. Carry your 3. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. Next step, very important. We have to bring down a 0. Why? Because we are no longer multiplying the ones place, we now move to the tens place. After you've brought your 0 down, multiply 4 times 9 and 4 times 2. Hopefully you and your group said again that 4 times 9 was 36. Carry your 3. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. And then I add them together. Pause the video and add and talk amongst your group and see if you came up with the same answer. Hopefully you said 6 plus 0 is 6. 1 plus 6 is 7. 1 plus 1 is 2. And 1 plus nothing is 1. So your answer to 29 times 44 is 1,276. Next problem. 73 times 68. Big problem. 73 times 68. After you've recopied your problem, I want you to do the first step, which is to multiply 73 times the 8 in the ones place. Pause the video, do that, and we'll check your answer in just a second. Hopefully you and your group said 8 times 3 is 24. So you write your 4 and you carry your 2. Then 8 times 7 is 56, plus 2 is 58. Pause the video and see if you can complete the very next step of our problem. Hopefully you said first, the big thing you have to do is bring down that 0 because you are no longer multiplying in the ones place, you've moved to the tens place. Then you multiply 6 times 3, and that is 18. And you carry your 1. Then you multiply 6 times 7, which is 42, plus 1, which is 43. Pause the video and complete the last step of adding them together. Hopefully you and your group said 4 plus 0 is 4. 8 plus 8 is 16, so you write your 6. Carry your 1. 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 1 is 9. And 4 plus nothing is 4. So your final answer is 4,963. Pause the video and I want you to try this next one on your own. 90 times 81. Pause the video and we'll come back and check in just a second. 90 times 81. Hopefully you and your group started out and you said 1 times 0 is 0 and 1 times 9 is 9. Then hopefully you did not forget that very important step of bringing down the 0 because you're no longer multiplying the ones place, you've moved on to the tens. And you say 8 times 0 is 0 and 8 times 9 is 72. And we add them together. And our answer was 7,290. Next problem. Pause the video and try this one. 66 times 25. 66 times 25. Hopefully you and your group started out and you multiplied 5 times 6, which is 30. Carry your 3. And 5 times 6 again is 30, plus 3 is 33. Then hopefully you remembered that ever important step of bringing down a 0 to hold the place value. And 2 times 6 is 12. Carry your 1. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Then you add them together. And you get 0 plus 0 is 0. 3 plus 2 is 5. 3 plus 3 is 6. And 1 plus nothing is 1. Last problem we're going to try together. 18 times 43. Pause the video and try 18 times 43. Hopefully you and your group started with 3 times 8, which is 24. So you wrote the 4 and you carried your 2. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5. And then hopefully you remembered to bring down that 0 and multiply 4 times 8, which is 32. So you write your 2, carry your 3. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. Add them together. And 4 plus 0 is 4. 5 plus 2 is 7. And 7 plus nothing is 7. So your answer to 18 times 43 is 774. Now you still have a lot of time remaining in centers. So what I want you to do is to grab a worksheet and I want you to walk through these problems and I want you to try to solve these on your own. If you get stuck, go back and play the video again and you can watch how to do it and walk through each step. Remember, your first step is to multiply the ones. So I'm going to put that, step 1. Multiply the ones place. And we know how to do that because we've been practicing that a lot. Then our second step is that very important step of bringing down the 0 to hold the place value. Then our very last step, or our third step, not our very last, our third step is to multiply the tens. So you multiply those, the tens place. And the fourth step is to add. So 4 steps that you have to complete. If you get stuck, remember, watch that video again and it will walk you through how to solve those problems. Have a great time in the rest of your center.